Whoa, well, here I am. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Great things are going on in the world today. We, like never before, are getting a chance to see the realities of what life has been all the time. And it hasn't necessarily been like we thought it has been. Truth of the matter is that we've always, regardless of what it has been, hoped, wished that it would be better. And some of the things that are being exposed today are making us familiar with the reasons why it has not been better. You see, ladies and gentlemen, when we think about being better, or we think about being something that's more satisfying to us, and that would require a certain type of conduct, a conduct that I, myself, and I'm sure many others would equate to right or wrong, good or evil, right or wrong, good or evil. These are some situations that really express the life that we live. Right or wrong, good or evil. So there are situations that come together and produce a certain product. Imagine, if you would, that right and good, well, they seem to be the same thing, but if they work together, you can see an outcome of good and righteousness. And if you look at the relationship of wrong and evil, it has an outcome too. And I want to admit that in the beginning, it always seems that when you put wrong and evil together, it appears to have a wonderful effect, an illusion that is great. It's like cheating. It's like the grass is greener. Somebody said love is so good when you're stealing it. And basically, it is the outcome of an attitude that says, I am better than you, or we are better than they. And so if things are common amongst us and we are supposed to all be happy and satisfied, and someone comes to say that we are better than they are actively trying to invite you in, recruit you into their way of thinking. And in order to prove or make it appear that you are better, you know what is normal and satisfying to the people, so what you need is a little bit more of it. And as you get more of it based upon the systems that the world have seen, it means exploitation. It means lying and cheating and stealing, and others having less. That's the reality of being superior to others. That's the reality of being better and smarter and wiser, is your ability to take advantage of people. Perfect example. And we must be truthful with ourselves. There were some people that came to this country a long time ago. And there were people here. And these people, according to the history that has been passed on, treated these visitors with friendship and compassion and brotherhood, all while the visitors were scheming to take the land from these people. Now, what you see, it appears that being kind and compassion is an expression of good, and the deception in trying to take as being evil and bad. But at the same time, they took the land. And for a moment in time, regardless how you look at it, it had its day. These were winners and these were losers because of a different way of thinking and a different way of acting. But it has brought us to the point where we are at today. And we're getting a chance to see how evil can be. We have a president, one man, making the decision that he's going to make a statement and require that thousands and thousands of people who've been here for so long have to leave here. And they said, well, it was illegal for the president before him to make the decision that allowed them to be here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was illegal, but was it right? Was it right? You ask the people who were here. You ask those companies that they work for. I'm sure they would say yes. But now you got a president who says, no, we're going to rescind that. We're going to get them out. Now, why? Because it's wrong. It is wrong. It is not right. It is wrong. And the consequences of it will eventually begin to show as this nation seeming to be coming to its point of even. But where we go from here, my friends, my brothers and sisters, you go no place if you don't take change. And I'm not talking about change based upon now is our time. Yes, it might be our time, but if we can't be better, then we might as well keep on going the way we're going. So I suggest to you, ladies and gentlemen, that we become better than we have. Why? Because our peace, our prosperity, and our joy in life demands that we be better. Everything that we know, ladies and gentlemen, must be questioned. Because the things that we know are the things that people, institutions have wanted us to know. When I think about being better, when I think about what it means to say we are better than they, and that deception, and where is it? It would point directly to the richest people in the world. These leaders in corporations, these other people that you know of through your research. Richest people in the world. What are they founded on? They are founded on evil and wrongness. They are founded on evil and wrongness. That's their energy. And as a consequence, poverty, crime, and violence. But they did that to get where they have gotten, and they will tell you it was legal. And yes, it was legal. But was it right? What did it create? While we are looking at this way, let me point to North Korea. I hope this young man is not, I hope he does not make the decision to do some crazy stuff. Because it would be crazy indeed. But at the same time, you ask yourselves, why do you think this man is doing that? Why do you think they're doing that? I mean, they're being suffocated as far as receiving goods and services outside of their country from people that should be thinking about how in the world can they, in the situation that they find themselves in, the outside world should be thinking, what can we do to bring more fulfillment in life to the people of North Korea? Not how we can whip them. We know we can whip them. They trying to make sure that if we come fighting them, they be ready to fight back. And all nations who have picked up the big stick to protect themselves, nobody bothers them. One thing that the founding fathers of the people of this nation had that was made real sense was the Second Amendment. To protect yourself. But protect yourself from snakes. From those who will legally try to do something to you that you just don't want to happen to you. This is why, if you got the big stick, and what is that a reflection of? It's a reflection of all the other things that go on in our society. It's a reflection between black and white that keeps us divided. I'm going all across the board to you now, but I feel that it's the thing to do. It's a reflection of the rich and the poor. It's a reflection of railroad track one side and something wonderful on the other side. It's a reflection of food, processed food, food designed to kill people. But for the economy's sake and to be rich and famous, you exploit it, say it's great, and sell it to people. Farmers, everybody making money. Economy flows and grows. People dying, so what? Who cares? It's about making the money. See, here again, we are dealing with this old lifestyle. This old lifestyle of we're better than them. And that's why they up there making on Peel Hill with the hundreds of billions of dollars, and people down here got to steal to try to survive. You got them full of jails. They got them selling drugs, and then they build jails for them to house them, get them out of the way. Because they say this means you got jobs for some. Problems that they create. But I come to, forget that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say this, I'm going to close. I want you to walk away with this. No person or group of people had anything to do with the creation of this earth. And this earth is fantastic. Ooh, it's so fantastic. You take stuff above it that you see and can't see. You take stuff on it that you see and can't see. You take stuff in it that you can't see. And some you can. And out of that, you have a womb that when you put yourself to it, you can extract from it anything you think you can possibly need to do, anything that you might want to do. Ooh-wee! That's one heck of a earth. And we as human beings had nothing to do with its creation. Ooh! Doesn't that make you feel good? We had nothing to do with it. We had nothing to do really with our creation. You know, we pray a process and bring coming in here, but we had nothing to do with the creative process. And we, look at us. Oh, well, look at yourselves. I mean, aren't you wonderful and beautiful? Think about it. And look what you can do. Look at all of the abilities you have. Oh, my goodness. Just think about if you were not programmed to limit what you think about, to limit what you do. Just think about having the freedom to do all this kind of stuff. It's magnificent. And every last one of us, ladies and gentlemen, were created as human beings. And here is how we know that we are equally special, is that we require the same things for our survival. Outside of these bodies, outside of the oxygen and water and stuff that's available, there are other things that are absolutely essential for us to survive. And that's food, clothing, shelter, education, and health care. Every last one of us would desire that above everything else. Now, all this other stuff is just cream on the top. But it was so beautiful the way it was designed so that we the people and the earth got a partnership. We the people each have a desire, something that we would love to do that gives us our greatest joy. And each of those things are a part of the creative process of creating and producing the goods and services that we the people say we need, we want, we desire. And that includes that which we need for survival. It's absolutely wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody is satisfied. We don't need bombs. We don't need medicine. Why? Because we're eating the right food. Nobody's out there trying to lie to you, make some money. But that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, to me, ladies and gentlemen, that's as perfect as it can get as far as my spiritual ability goes. Now, there might be some of you who can take it further. And I'm willing to listen in a minute. But until you can do that, right now, this is what I'm selling. I'm telling you that there's a power outside of us that we can't see, can't touch, and can't feel. But it's the evidence of everything in existence. Even that part that we played a part in, it is because of the ability that we have to use the spirit of life that is in us. And I'm telling it, I call it God. I call it God. Why? Because it's so good. Why? Because it works for me and you. And it ain't a Trump. It ain't a Democrat. It ain't a white man. It ain't an American. It's not a person on the face of the earth or a system on the face of the earth that can beat that for me. And I think you want it too. And that's why I'm dedicating myself to constantly remind you that the power of life is in your hand. The power of life is in your hand. You don't have to be the power of death. So change. Eddie Marcus saying, Bye-bye.